Greetings, guys and girls, and a very warm welcome back to the channel. The sun is hiding, the rain is pouring, and the magpie is still casting. Coming to you guys right now with a live 1 versus 1 battle, featuring once again, spawning in the north, playing as the austere forces. It is going to be AndresTC. And spawning in the south, playing as the United States forces, it is going to be Lyconius. AndresTC, of course, no stranger to the channel. I've cast him many a time, and of course he's one of my favourite players to cast. He's just a very entertaining player to watch. The last game on the channel also featured him, this time against Hoy's Volpine L. So, a good game there if you want to go back and watch it. Very entertaining, very exciting, and I'm probably going to spoil the result of that in just a second here, so you have been warned if you don't want to be spoiled for that one. Do go back and watch AndresTC versus Hoy Volpine L. Ought to be the previous game on the channel. But yeah, so Andre basically coming off of a loss in that game, and he was kind of picked apart by the good old Maxims into Partisans strategy, kind of Von Ivan-esque style from Volpine L. But we'll have to see what he's going to be able to bring against Lyconius and his United States forces here. Now, against Volpine L, AndresTC went for elite troops immediately, right at the start of the game, and he did get a lot of value out of stun grenades, but beyond that, the doctrine wasn't very useful. And that was probably one of the only times I've ever seen AndresTC not pick mechanized assault doctrine. So it's good to see. It is good to see, I think, that he's back onto that in this game. So here we go. Look, mechanized assault doctrine has been picked. There it is. So yeah, we're going to have stug lights. We're going to have alternate tech tree options. We're going to have tons of cool stuff here. Yeah, that's going to be pretty exciting. So anyway, pardon me. MG42 gets set up in a reasonable position here, going to force back some riflemen. Rear echelon here are in the hood, but I don't think that they're going to be enough to see off these two units here of Axis troops. Meanwhile, over here in the east of the map, looks like riflemen going to leave these pioneers in a building B for now. Grenadiers are on their way to assist with a fight that may be occurring there shortly. These pioneers going to try and take this fight. I'm sure Andre wishes he could find a little square where he could capture that, or decap it, as the case may be, without taking fire. But he's going to decap it and move on. MG42 is situated in a lovely building, and that's going to be actually quite a headache for the American player to get rid of. May even force him to buy a mortar that he may not have been planning on. So yeah, mortar comes onto the tech tree now. This actually seems to be pretty standard for American players. Like, their first 5 squads, it seems these days, are usually some combination of riflemen and mortars. Well, definitely the first 4 squads, let's put it that way. Yeah, gonna get a rifle. Gonna get a mortar tube. Now I don't know if that's in response to the MG being where it is, but it's gonna help him against that for sure. Riflemen are just messing up these pioneers here in mid. Oh, Andre, yeah, okay, there comes the fallback. There is technically an opportunity for a squad wipe here, but I think he's already gotten unlucky enough that he's not going to lose that one. Not enough damage being dealt to that last remaining model of that squad, looks like marshalling the east of the east of the map is Andre very nicely, so he's probably going to be able to fan out some units and grab some points here, get some capping done. Going up to 3 squads of grenadiers, which seems to be Andre's happy place. He almost always does this, no matter the style that he's elected to go for. Oh, these riflemen getting picked apart. KAR-98Ks at range, doing their thing. Grenadiers, whilst they may have many failings as a mainline infantry squad, trading with other squads at long range, not one of them. So we're able to flex their muscles against these riflemen here, which are all annoyingly at low health here for Lyconius. Very low health, but not actually losing that many models. So kind of brittle American squads here getting picked apart by grenadiers, and that's annoying. And he kind of almost needs to lose. Yeah, there we go. I was going to say at least 1 more man before he falls back, or else the fallback's barely worth it. Mortar in a decent position here, doing what it can. He does know, yeah. So barrages are being spent now, I believe, and this MG42 is gonna have to get out of there. Man, the rate of fire on that mortar is just pretty good, isn't it? Well, looks like Andre's just going to wait out this barrage. Actually, no, he gets started on by some rear echelon coming in here. Lyconius is going to try and push this MG away. Doesn't want it to garrison that building again. And it's actually going to transition here. Oh, good pullback there by Lyconius, realizing that the MG was setting up to catch these riflemen, immediately getting them back. And now the riflemen, the rear esh, this is probably has to be a fallback for this MG. Oh, yep, there we go. MG, 42, 9! Schnell, schnell! So they're going to run, and yeah, so far a very promising opening to this game. AndresTC slightly behind in the scoreline, but nothing to write home about. Going to go up to 4 squads of Grenadiers. Looks like Lyconius probably right now grabbing a captain. Yep, going to be grabbing a captain. Captain, of course, remember, because it's like a building upgrade that then gives you the unit when it finishes, doesn't actually appear in the top right, even though he is actually, you know, building a unit. But anyway. So yeah, Captain Tech going to be the choice here. And that is... You know, that is typical. We are used to seeing American players get captains, like, as just a matter of course these days, but this is one of those maps I don't mind a lieutenant on. The flak half-track can get a lot of utility on this map, and the utility car is also useful too, so... but yeah, we're going to see a captain. 3/4 ton ambulance coming out. I love the way the Americans call that a heavy truck. Like, 3/4 of a ton does not seem very heavy, to be honest, for a vehicle these days, anyway. Where am I missing squad wipes? Oh, somewhere over here, perhaps? Well, some riflemen just bit the dust, I think. And, yeah, definitely did bite the dust. Captain's here, Zook in hand, going to be trying to kick ass and take names. There's fighting going on across, like, a reasonably wide front right now, so I'm doing my best to keep tabs on all the action here. But it looks like AndresTC, the story here is that he's gaining the upper hand. You can see him pushing forwards, having achieved a squad wipe. You can see he's also got a bigger army now. So Lyconius here with some work to do if he wants to retake this map here. Oh, what are these? Oh, is this an S minefield?
A capture point is under attack.
Wow. AndresTC gonna throw an S minefield. So rude. So rude. That's like right on his opponent's doorstep. Oh, that is so rude. Basically gonna force 30 munitions to be spent on the hazard removal package here. I suppose. Can you clear a minefield but with mortars? I mean, how long does that take? Blue ambulance. Crazy! That's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can. Oh, dearie me, these pioneers. Ah! Run, lads! Lads, this is not the time to establish a minefield. This is the time to run for your life because you're being taken on by 4 squads of American infantry and that ain't good. Anyway, here come 3 squads of Grenadiers to back him up. This could just still be a squad wipe, you know. There's so much fire going down on that pioneer. Oh, he's trying for it. He's trying for it. He's still got an extra pixel, so I don't think he's going to get wiped. Now he's on wipeable health, but he's away. And now we've got a fight being taken here. This is a lot of DPS from the American side. And at this range, I think this fight ought to favour them. Remember the... you can hear the da-da-da-da-da of somebody in here has got a Tommy gun. Yeah, here he is, this guy. So yeah, oh wow, Andre doing well actually to focus down the captain and establishing an MG in the rear, which not even I noticed because I was so engrossed watching that fight go down. Means that Andre is rewarded handsomely here, breaking the back of the American army, forcing them back and taking the field once again. Panzer Grenadiers also being the choice. They're being called in, of course, off of the mechanized assault group call-in, and it is basically off the back of watching AndresTC's style. Like, this is the style of Ostia that I am presently playing, like when I play Company of Heroes 2. I'm playing Mech Assault. I'm basically playing techless, not entirely techless. I will back tech after a while. But yeah, it's around about this timing. You go for the mechanized assault group call-in. That actually gives you this half-track, the 250 half-track, which is like not useless, actually. Turns out you can put Flammenwerfers on your Pioneers, jump them in there, and you've got a clown car! And everybody loves a clown car, except the guy you're clowning. And but I certainly love a clown car, especially when I'm playing as Axis. There's something satisfying about clown carring a Soviet player, you know? Like, there's just... there's something right about that. It's like when you start Panzer Shrekking an Axis player because you've got Tank Hunter Partisans. It's just like, you're just like, yeah, there's something right about that. Anyway, MG42 in a lovely building here, just like, with just targets galore. Looks like get moving shift ass or whatever it's called. It's called on me. Gonna get used on these riflemen to sprint them out around the side of the arc. Gonna try and set up a flank here. Brutal amounts of suppression and fire from the STGs on the Panzer Grenadiers. Gonna force back the riflemen here. Captain angling for shots here, and that's going to force the MG back, actually. There are additional Grenadiers back here in the backfield. I think this Captain's going to be forced back here. Panzer Grenadiers you do not want to mess with here. Oh, and they're at the right range. This is Panzer Grand territory now. This is just like, the DPS, the DPS. Oh, there they go. And, oh, the Captain on one man. Oh, he gets wiped! Oh, my God! I honestly thought that was not a wipe opportunity there. I think AndresTC getting a touch lucky there. Mortar slamming down though. Insty fallback is going to probably secure the survival of his Panzergrands, but that was a rough squad wipe, I think, for the American player. Ugh. Deary me. To be fair, I think he stayed and traded with his captain for too long though. I mean, that was a Panzergrands fight. You don't want to play it on their terms, you know. Anyway, Shrek's going to find this Stuart, which, by the way, there's a Stuart Then these Gren's going to get out. Opportunity perhaps for a counter squad wipe. Nope, looks like he's going to chase a little bit. He's going to chase a little bit here as Lyconius. But I think that this guy's just got too much health, so he's going to escape here. Desperately looking for the squad wipe, and who can blame him after the one he's just had inflicted upon him. But everything looking grand here for AndresTC, and the key time in this game for him is 7 CPs, because that's when he'll have that's when he'll be able to call in the Stuggies, the Stug lights. They're so good. I cannot believe they're not Stug. Taking a moment here to reinforce, heal, repair, all of that kind of stuff going on in his base. The 250 here, trading with the rifleman here, and that's a fight that the 250 ought to take actually, but has to be careful. If that Stuart gets on top of the 250, that'll be bad. Looks like he's going to use the Stuart to clear this minefield, which is savvy stuff here, is Lyconius. He could get tagged by another Faust here, so he has to be a little careful. Yeah, going to play it cautious with the light tank there, and I do like that. Man, losing that captain was a real blow, wasn't it? The captain's such a good unit. Like, he's normally like, if you have 3 squads of infantry, of riflemen, and a captain, you normally feel pretty good as the American player, at least in this stage of the game. And not having that captain, like, he's such a useful tool because, I mean, he's basically a rifleman squad in terms of DPS, with some extra point-blank DPS, because there's a Tommy in there, and, you know, a spicy bazooka just to kind of tide you over. And, you know, that bazooka would have been pretty useful against, oh, I don't know, a 250 half-track, which there happens to be one on the field. So, anyway, double Shreks coming down onto those Panzergrens. They're going to be transitioning into a hard AT unit now, and looking, of course, to try and find this Stuart. And we've seen Stuarts killed by Panzergrens recently on the channel, and if you didn't know, turns out Panzer Shrek's quite good against light tanks. That is a ludicrous amount of mortaring I can hear going down. Was that a squad wipe here? I think, yeah, that was a Grenadier squad wipe, wasn't it? Were there 4 squads of Grenadiers? I feel like there were 4 squads of Grenadiers. So I think, unless those 2 were attached onto this squad, anyway, it's hard to tell. But yeah, that's a ludicrous amount of mortaring, and the reason for that, of course, is that the American player is up to 2 tubes, and we'll see what his strat's going to be with these tubes. Obviously, he'd like to move them a bit further out of his base, but AndresTC just swarming his opponent. Look at the mini-map, making life real hard for the American player. There is an opening over here in the east of the map, though, so if a couple of squads of American units could just find their way on out there, some map control could be given over to Lyconius here, but for now, he's having to defend hard. And even mixing in an AT gun, wow, that seems a little premature against an opponent who knows running mech assault, but okay. This does seem too premature. I mean, does he know his opponent's running mech assault? Yeah, you have to, because the assault group's here. Yeah. Hey, AndresTC getting the flamers on the pioneers and making a clown car. Woohoo! All aboard. That's the clown car horn. And he's going to be roasting and toasting some riflemen there. It's pretty sick. Stuart comes in, though. Stuart comes in, and that will shut this down. Yep, it gets the pioneers out there just in the nick of time. Faust's going to connect onto this, and I wonder if this is going to provide an opportunity for the Shreks to come on in. Yeah, here they come, looking for that, looking for the Stuart here. So this could be very nice. Now it looks like these rear Ash going straight for the VP. Lyconius here valuing the VP most highly of all of the things over there that he could grab, and that actually makes sense to me as well. So I do like that. Bundle grenade opportunity here on this AT gun. And Stuggy is now also available to come in, so I imagine we'll see Andre click that button pretty much immediately. I'm amazed he's not clicked it already, actually. Oh, and the MG42 just getting set up with a brutal arc again, also going up to 2 stars. This is hard times if you're a rifleman stuck in this arc. But they have managed to escape, so the MG will have to pack up and move a little bit here. Rangers on the field, so that tells us Lyconius gone for the heavy cav company here. This is a reasonable map for Rangers. He is going to buy the SMGs on them. Interesting, because this is one of those maps where I'd be half tempted to leave the rifles on them, but I suppose if you're leaving the rifles on them, it's like, why are you buying Rangers anyway? Any sign of weapon racks? Nope. No sign of weapon racks. I suppose he doesn't have that many munitions. LMG-42 Grenadiers will absolutely be able to bully these rear echelons out of the east of the map. So that's going to be nicely handled there by AndresTC, who's still skirmishing with this damn tank here. Here's the. He's lost a squad of pioneers somewhere as well, actually, as Andre. Interesting. Anyway, Panzer IV going to be the choice here for AndresTC. Oh, Rangers coming in from the back here, going to get onto the fallback path here. This could actually be a squad wipe, maybe, if he's super unlucky. Nah. He would have had to be super unlucky there. But anyway, yeah, Panzer IV going to be the choice, and that is going to be quite nice. You know, the Stuart's not useless against a Panzer IV, though, and there is already an AT gun. I think if the captain was still alive, I'd be a little dubious of this Panzer IV. But as it is, I mean, you know, the Panzer IV is going to be fine. Actually, you know what? Even with a captain, well microed, that Panzer IV is going to be fine. So yeah, I don't mind the choice here, but Andre beginning to fall behind quite drastically in the army size stakes here. So we've got one tube here, yeah, and I like this better. Compare and contrast this style here from Lyconius to the style of... who was it who was playing against Gentle Fox? It was a USF player. Can't remember his name. It was a couple of casts ago now. Well, anyway, his problem, in my opinion, was keeping the tubes too close together. Well, Lyconius here, spacing them much better for my money, and I hope that he's going to continue to do that. The American tube can put down smoke, can't it? Yeah, of course it can. Just making sure about that. And in fact, oh, there we go. Just in case I didn't know, some smoke is going to be used. And that's kind of good, actually, because it's keeping these riflemen very much alive. Rifle grenade, bink! Oh! Takes up the sandbags. Narrowly missing those riflemen, of course. Now, Panzer IV is going to arrive here. Pintle mount upgrade is on the way, and we'll finish here momentarily. AT gun in position, though. Stuart likewise, so he has to be a little bit careful here, does AndresTC. Coming in with some nice infantry support, though. Flammenwerfer and LMG Grenadiers going to start chewing into the exposed mortar crew here. That's a big shame. These Grenadiers here get beaten by Riflemen and fall back. Meanwhile, on the other flank, looks like Rangers getting all up on top of a few units here. Keep an eye on the top left to see if that MG gets wiped, but I'm going to focus the screen on the action here as a mortar goes down for the American player. Looks like Andre thinking about trying to loot it, but thinks better of it. Just going to force it down in the end. That MG42 in the top left of the map did escape, so no squad wipe there against AndresTC. Lyconius unable to find the killing blow with those Rangers in pursuit. This engineer now getting... these guys are all getting turbo weak. Oh my god, why does he not pull this guy back? Oh man, the Stuart could so get the kill here. Oh no, the Rangers, I didn't even see them coming in. Well, the Rangers are going to get it. Oh, Rangers with a Flammenwerfer! Oh no! 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 Oh! Oh, that is spice. Oh, that is turbo spice. That is all... Oh no. Man, this is going to be one frisky unit now. Okay, well, anyway, that's like nearly as bad as Obersoldaten with a flamethrower. And I say nearly as bad because Obersoldaten with a flamethrower just become impossible to take on at any range. But this AT gun is doing work here against the Panzer IV. AndresTC not having a good day for Panzer IVs. We've seen him lose one already today. Boom, there goes the Panzer IV. Panzer Schreck Grenz here, Panzer Grenz, desperately trying to do something against this Stuart, and that ought to be, yes, and it is the kill. Nicely Fausted here from some Grenadiers, converted by the Panzer Grenadiers. But I worry now. Let's crack the tack here just quickly. Lots of combat still going on. But I worry now. Look how many American units there are. AndresTC here working with a pretty small army, and I'm still quite surprised that he hasn't called in a Stug E. His opponent now has 2 AT guns, actually, so I don't think the Stug E even makes any sense anymore, really. I mean, it might help push, and it is quite a good unit to have around generally, but it's not looking like the best choice anymore. Yeah, this is a rough spot for AndresTC, but look at the amount of veterans he's got over his units. They are, for the most part, very well equipped as well. So he absolutely is not out of this game, and let's not forget, this is Langris, you know? On Langriskaya, you can be behind by some way, and just because of the way the map functions... Oh my god, he loses a Grenadier and the mortar meat grinder there. Oh, that was rough for Andre. Super rough. I mean, it's just the risk, like, when your opponent is playing USF and they have 2 mortars, and you're playing Ostia and you have any infantry, and they're fighting in range of those mortars, which you will have to do, you just, you know, sometimes you're going to lose squads to the mortars, and there's nothing you can do about it. 4-man squads... pretty fragile. American mortars pretty accurate with a good rate of fire, so you know that's not a good combo if you're the Axis player. Anyway, looks like a Cook Grenade going to try and find these Panzer Grants. Andre well on top of it, they're going to dodge here, and the Flammenwerfer has been redropped. So there's an opportunity here. Thank God the Rangers no longer have access to that stupidly powerful 2. Andre, dear God, I didn't... Where's he lost his other Grenadier squad to? I'm not sure, but... Wow, he's got a really small army now. I mean, he's got the manpower to try and rebuild here. But damn, that's rough. I wouldn't even mind him saving up and going for another mech assault group here, because I kind of feel like... let's check the tech. Okay, he has the... Well, of course he has the support armor core. I can't believe he built the support armor core and he's playing mech assault reg. I feel like he's trying something differently. That just doesn't seem very intuitive to me. Because I don't really think Panzer IVs offer that much when you already have Panzer Guns and so forth. But, and the option to build Stug-Es. Maybe he's just in a Panzer IV mood today. Maybe this is AndresTC trying to force Panzer IVs. He needs to build more units. He's like floating 500 odd manpower. And he's a long ways off getting a
troops have cut our supply line.
Oh, that's why.
Frontline units are being
He's not a
hung
long
out
ways
to
off getting a
dry.
Tiger. I've just noticed he's on 14 CPs. I've just noticed we're 20 minutes into this game. Okay, it's Tiger. It's Tiger time. Oh, you know what time it is, because it's time for Tigers and it's Tiger time. That's right, it's Tiger time. So, it's Tiger time, and that's going to be happening here momentarily. Andre here nearly with enough manpower. Wow, just still taking fights and being active on the map despite being horrendously outnumbered. Oh, rifle grenade tagging a retreating mortar is a beautiful shot there. Not rewarded with a squad wipe, but still, you know, credit where credit's due. That was a lovely shot. MG42 set up in a sweet position here, getting a ton of suppression. Still, this is the same MG42 with 2 stars of vet, actually. This thing has been a thorn in the US player's side this whole game. These Rangers going to bravely try and soldier forward here, but they're getting hooned on by a couple of MG42s, one an LMG. But these mortars, man. These mortars, I mean, this is where he's been losing squads in this area, fighting under these 2 mortars. Here comes the Tigre, by the way. That is now here. Lovely camo on that unit there. And, going to announce itself here. Bing! Smack. And, yeah. A wild tiger appeared. Now, that is actually going to be answered by a wild Pershing. So, oh, God, AT gun. Careful here, Andre. Careful. Don't want to expose your tiger. You want to feed veterancy onto your opponent's AT guns here. Ding! Jesus, the range! Look at the range! Damn. Okay, so I still think, I mean, Andre is still way behind, isn't he? I mean, look at the top left, look at the top right. Bear in mind that there's a Pershing shortly to be coming on as soon as the manpower and the fuel are there, which will be like about 90 seconds. And tell me whose army you like best, you know? I really think I prefer the American player's position as we move forward in this game. The scoreline differential looks like Andre has actually clawed that back, leading as he does by 50 tickets. So that's nice. They're wise to us, god damn it! We're so American! Hand me that aluminum test tube! Sorry, American accents. LOL! That's not a serious dig, I just like the American accent, it's quite nice. I know that there are a multitude of accents within the American accent, but yeah, it's all good stuff. Okay, so right, Tiger gets repaired. Focus on the game, Magpie. Tiger gets repaired, units being healed and reinforced in the base. AndresTC with a lot of army size to make up here, 53 under 64, and he has a Tiger. That tells you how small his army is right now. Up to 2 AT guns still, or, you know, still on 2 AT guns, you know, for Lyconius. Good composition. All of his riflemen have enough veterancy, of course, to throw the AT rifle grenade. So this Tiger is, in a sense here, on thin ice. 1 AT rifle grenade breaking the... Okay, see, now the engine could be broken. And that's issues, because once the engine gets broken on this Tiger, it will just die to a Pershing, and we're so close to a Pershing here. So I think Andre has to be very careful here with his Tiger tank. Yep. Pershing is available, and here it is.
Ready for action.
Combat unit ready for action. Alright, giggity giggity. American forces moving out. So yep.
Send your orders.
That's going to be a Pershing. Pick up a Pershing.
We lost an anti-tank gun.
Okay, so clearing out one of the AT guns here. Quite nice for AndresTC. The LMG-42 just so effective against weapon teams. Pershing announces itself by giving a Grenadier. Oh, not giving him, no, he's still... the double mortars! Andre needs to GT this unit, the FO. A lot of riflemen here for the focus fire. That should for sure be a squad wipe. This Grenadier here is going to be trying to waddle away from the fire here. Rangers, that's an instant squad wipe there. Yep, nicely positioned. They're going to grab the LMG-34 as well. They should, if they notice it. Or if Lyconius notices it. Tiger tank doing what it can here, but Andre being bullied back. Rangers in position to pick off these Panzergrens as well, and that for sure. Yep, that'll be another squad wipe. And I think it feels like Andre here just falling apart here. A Tiger tank doesn't really beat a Pershing unless it has the correct support, and I don't really think it can be said to have the correct support here. The Pershing with the power and the range to compete with that Tiger tank, and as well as the mobility to choose where and when it fights. And that's a nasty combo if you're the big cat there. So, you know, and without any pack guns, without many sources of Fausts, without any additional armor, and having lost his Panzerschreck Panzergrens, you have to feel like AndresTC very badly on the back foot here as we move just past the 24-minute mark in this game. Lyconius here stringing together a beautiful game as the USF. His mortar positioning, okay, now they're clustering up, but you know, his mortar positioning so far had been really good. The mortars have been delivering great results. His infantry micro has been, you know, just on par. On par for playing against a high tier caliber player like AndresTC, and Lyconius here looks to be on for a splendid win here. Now the game isn't over and Andre hasn't left, and I always have this little saying, whilst the tiger still lives, the game is not over. And that's not always true, but it often is. So, and in fact, it was in Ruse. Ruse. For those of you who'd never played Ruse, that was a cracking RTS. Ruse was a cracking RTS. Just such a good RTS. It's spelled R-U-S-E, Ruse. If you've never heard of it, if you've never played it, do yourself a favour, go and pick it up. It'll be very cheap by now. Just a stunningly good RTS, one which I played for far too long. But anyway, it was during my time playing that game that I coined the phrase, whilst a tiger still stands, the game ain't over. Just because there were a couple of games where I was down to like nearly nothing and like a tiger or a king tiger, and like I somehow managed to pull games back sometimes. Anyway, that's not strictly relevant, really, is it, Magpie? Now, Tiger Tank is repaired. 2 squads of Pioneers actually still able to effect moderately rapid repairs. And actually, a Panzer IV is being added onto the roster here for Andre, so that's an interesting choice for sure. He also has enough manpower here. I would love to see him get some more infantry, because the infantry roster right now pretty devastated. I don't know what that infantry should be, to be honest. Even assault grenadiers, I don't know, because I feel right now what he needs most of all is durable infantry. With the Tiger, with the MG, with the flamethrowers, and with the Panzer IV, I feel like he does not want for DPS. He lacks staying power. And I kind of feel like Assault Grenadiers, how much are they? 280? Yeah, and they've got reasonable staying power because they're a 5-man squad. And, you know, there's just not many 5-man squads that you can call in as Ostia. Actually, Assault Grenadiers are the only ones springing to mind. The only other squad, of course, being Ostrapen, who kind of come in 6-man size. Yeah, I'm racking my brains. Can anyone think of a 5-man squad apart from Assault Grenadiers for Ostia? I feel like I'm missing something, but then I can't think of anything, so maybe I'm not. Anyway, Tiger Tank here is going to get picked at by a couple of AT guns, which is really bad. Andre will want to just back that one up, back that one up, back that one up. That's what I meant. Yep, there we go. And Panzer IV here, I don't know if it announced itself in that battle. I don't think so, but anyway. And looks like we've got a moment of quiet here. To be fair, actually, I seriously think Lyconius may not know the position of strength that he's in. You know, he's had no airborne recon. Andre has put on a damn good show of still being very competitive. Like, Lyconius for sure knows he's in the advantage. Like, if Lyconius knows that he's doing very well this game, like, you'd have to be... Like, he's too good of a player not to know that. Let's put it that way. But I wonder if he realizes just how far ahead he was for a large phase of play there. I mean, now with this Panzer IV here, I would say AndresTC is getting on for being stabilized. Like, he's not quite stabilized, and if he loses another unit in the next 2-3 minutes, it's going to be dire times once again. But if he can spend this bloody manpower and get another squad out, which, by the way, what is he saving for here? Then yeah, I actually think Andre could be up for stabilizing this. How much is this? 120. Yeah. Light arty barrage is an option at the moment. Panzer IV. Tiger Tank going to come forward. Panzer IV spots the Pershing, and the Tiger needs to reposition now very quickly to try and deal with this. Also needs to engage fire at tank only, or else it's going to waste a shell on these Rangers. Oh no, you don't want to do that. Oh, and now the turret's trying to track units that you don't want to be firing at. Tiger gets dragged out, side armor facing these AT guns. Panzer IV has managed to extract from the fight successfully. It's not actually out yet. And it's also got its arse facing the fog of war, which always sucks. Andre's going to deal with that just now. Tiger Tank falling back. Okay, now, Andre walking the tightrope here of not losing any units and not actually, like, having to be forced back into his base. This is very hard to do. I know it looks like he's just fighting a load of losing fights, but he has little other option, and he's kind of doing about as good as he can in any of these fights. Major, by the way, is here for the American player, which is pretty important. By the way, this is one of those stupid maps where you can hide the Major, like, here and use his lockdown ability so your opponent can't capture this thing. It's so annoying. It's like a ridiculously powerful thing that US can do on this map. But anyway, yeah. I mean, Langerskaya, one of these maps, of course, where it's notoriously hard to finish the game. And Andre, you know, demonstrating this sublimely, because he was down to like 4 infantry units and a Tiger Tank, I suppose. The trifling matter of Tiger Tank. But, you know, he's absolutely looking like he's back in this game. And he's only like, what, 89 VPs behind. So... yeah, that's kind of crazy, actually. Like, Andre looking, you know, now that he's picked up another couple of squads, he's got the manpower for another couple of squads, which I would love him to, or another squad at least, which I would love him to get. You know, he's replaced his Panzergrens, he spent his 120 muni on giving them another brace of Shreks. That's going to help a lot against this bloody Pershing, which is out there. Oh, dearie me. What is that? Oh, is that the Major using his recon overflight? That'll be what that is, yeah. So now the recon is on, and now if Lyconius didn't realise his advantage before, well, now he'll know exactly how big that advantage is. But the answer is actually not as big as it was earlier, that's for sure. Whoa, riflemen feeding themselves into the teeth of 2 panzers here is ambitious. You've got to be careful with that. AT guns moving up to support, and the Pershing's here as well, though, so these cats, the Panzer IV and the Tiger, might have to fall back soon. Meanwhile, another fight going on over here. Looks like Panzergren's going to have to GTFO over on the eastern flank here. Andre getting pushed further back here into his base, unable to contend with the amount of DPS that these things are kicking out. Going for more Panzergrens is AndresTC, yeah. But does he have Lyconius mechanized? Yeah, he has to have Lyconius mechanized. In which case, I think I prefer a pack gun here. Like, he already has 1 squad of Panzergrens. I guess he's getting the other squad just to be a squad of dudes with STGs, which is absolutely relevant. Like, those will be very useful. But I feel like having a pack gun back here so he could start biffing back this bloody Pershing would be great. Also, these mortar tubes, like, this positioning is okay, but, like, look how tight the noose is. You could actually easily have them here and here, and then they would actually be shelling this array of units, repairing the tank harder, having this MG here harder, making everything harder. So I appreciate the defensive positioning on these mortars, but sometimes you have to know when to creep them up. And I am a prolific creeper of mortars. Like, and I've learned the hard way when's a good time to do it and when's not a good time to do it. So I am usually quite good at creeping my mortars, you know, at appropriate times into appropriate positions. Oh my god. I'm just going to talk about something else for a second here. I've been playing a lot of Titanfall 2 recently, and so this means, unfortunately, I have the steaming pile of software shite that is Origin running on my computer, and it is beeping at me and being annoying, so I apologise for that, but hopefully it will go away in a second. So, looks like a ambulance gonna be healing these guys, where the Major is chillin'. Andre here, I mean, he's down at 1. Oh god, a triple cap was established there, actually. I missed that for a second. Wow, so now the score gap's pretty big. The difference between a double and a triple cap is, you know, 3 times is how big the difference in terms of point lead is. So, oh my god, the Pershing just absolutely lawn-mowing these guys. I feel like right now, Andre's in the position where he needs a lucky break to pull back into parity with this game. If he can get a lucky break, this game could go on for a while. Like, I don't know what that break would be, but he needs it. So anyway, whoa, these Rangers just like, really? They're going to stay and fight? Man, look how durable they are. Oh, it's because they're suppressed, of course. Why does he not pull these Rangers back? Has he forgotten about the Rangers? Lyconius. Oh well, anyway, microing the Pershing is Lyconius. Panzer IV stricken, engine broken on last legs, but the Tiger tank's in the hood, taking more shots. Pershing taking a lot of damage here. Rangers do get extracted at the very last second there, absolutely last second. And now the Tiger tank coming in real deep here. Looks like AndresTC is hell-bent on getting this Pershing. Biff! Oh, it's on death's door, but his Tiger tank is also on death's door. Tiger's going to get 1 shot at this, and it gets it! Oh, Andre! But having said that, I mean, he should lose this Tiger, right? There's no way this Tiger gets out of here. Not rear armor facing this AT gun. Ding! And that'll be a dead Tiger. And I don't think when you're this far behind, you can trade your heavy tanks and expect to win if you're Andre. Like, I just don't think trade it. I think if you're ahead, like, that's the kind of move, if Andre was well ahead, I would have expected him to chase the Pershing with a Tiger. But when you're behind like this, trading's seldom a good idea. Anyway, a lot of manpower going to be needed here. A lot of very, very reduced and whittled down squads coming back to repair here for Andre. So we're gonna see a lot of repairs, reinforces, sorry, coming down here. And like, what does Andre have? That he's going for a Panzer IV.
New unit ready and on the field.
I mean, that's a GG Panzer IV is what that is. I mean, that is a Panzer IV of I have given up on this game. There is nothing a Panzer IV is going to do on this field. That is for sure. Not in the face of this much American. I don't know. I just feel like a Panzer IV is like turbo easy to deal with. I mean, there is a window here where it could be useful, actually. There's only 1 AT gun, so I do stand somewhat corrected. It's not instantly useless, but it's so easy for the American player to negate this unit. I'm not sure I like this pick. But Andre knows better than I do, that is for sure, and I do respect his judgment a great deal. And I've got a moment of quiet here. That Panzer IV just now entering. You can see it coming in here.
Is under attack.
Oh, looks like we've got the next wave here as Andre attempts to clear the doorstep of his base. Insufficient manpower to reinforce these squads, which is making them mortar bait right now. These mortars up to such high vats. 13, 5 kills. And here's Panzer IV, going to be doing its thing. Pintle Mount MG42 on the way. Looks like the American player just going for a Pershing, and you know, when you've got this much fuel and this much map control, why would you not And by controlling this cutoff, I mean, Andre is capping a fuel point, and that's very nice, and it will look very pretty, but that's about it, because it's not going to donate him any resources on account of his cutoff being firmly in American control right now. Lyconius doing a fantastic job of policing an opponent who is downed. Not out, but down, very much down. And Lyconius doing his best to kick him. No, this is RTS. We got no qualms in RTS about kicking a man who's down. You know, you keep going till he GGs. That's what RTS is about. Panzer IV is going to come deep into the base for the lols here, and I kind of like this. Looking for an ambulance, looking for a squad wipe on a retreating squad, looking for anything it can get. Grenadiers out in the middle of the map. What is going on with these guys? Yeah, they're going to fall back immediately. I think that's probably a misclick there from Andre, but you know, it's hard to tell. AT guns get into position, but somehow Panzer IV armor there without the armored skirts even going to deflect that round. And I mean, this is just a rough spot to be in if you're Andre. I mean, he's so far behind. I am having difficulty seeing anything but a slow death before him here. Panzer IV is going to rapidly retreat over here. Just taking shots at riflemen and whatnot as I pan around the battlefield. It's like Andre focusing his next attack, shifting position a little bit, which I do like. You know, you can't keep banging your head against this same brick wall. Actually, he might actually sneak his capture point here for a second, his cutoff point. Yep, he gets it. So he is actually now receiving like 23 fuel. Panzer IV gets chipped off by an AT gun though. God, that's harsh. And that's got to be it. That's got to be it. You can't come back from this. Yeah, not with the Pershing coming out. And Andre knows it. He's going to choose this moment to tap out. Another valiant attempt from Andre, but that is now 2 losses in a row, which I'm going to hold my hands up and be honest. I am not used to seeing that from Andre. I mean, you know, everybody has 2 losses in a row, and it just so happens that I was casting these 2 games. You know, I'm not making a big deal about that. It's just, you know, I guess I'm just used to seeing him win somehow. But anyway, yeah, putting together you know, a reasonable game there was Andre. I don't know. It seems like Andre always used to be one of the best, if not the best, mechanized assault regiment player it's ever been my pleasure to cast, and he always used to seemingly rinse the most value out of this commander. Like, absolutely, he would use all the abilities, not use any of the austere tech tree, and just kind of make it look like anybody who ever clicked on like these 2 buttons as austere, that's tier 2 and tier 3 in case you didn't know, was kind of a bit silly. You know, he would retroactively after some time build a mechanized company, but that would be as far as it usually went for him, and he'd police the map with stuggies. You know, he'd even throw in a squad of assault grens usually in the early game. You know, he'd call in the mechanized assault group to get the Panzerschreck drive-bys or the clown car, you know, up to him, and you know, then there's that Tiger tank and so forth, and that's a style which I'm really used to seeing Andre dominate with. So when at the start of this game I saw him click on the mechanized assault reg, I thought to myself, here we go, classic old school Andre TC style. And then, you know, I was kind of amazed when later on in the game he had a support armor core and was churning out Panzer IVs, and I was like, okay, fair enough. And I suppose the reasoning for that is Andre TC's probably been playing Mech Assault Regiment long enough that he knows if you don't go for that support armor core and you don't go for Battle Phase 2, what happens is by the time you get to Tiger Tank you just have a surplus of fuel. But that's not bad either, because that way if you lose the Tiger you can call in another, and you know, if you really want to spend that surplus of fuel, why not just call in more stuggies? I mean, they're good. There's nothing wrong with having 3 stuggies. Damn nothing wrong with that. So I don't know. Definitely a rough game here, I think, though. The mortars from Lyconius looking pretty good this time, getting a good number of squad wipes as well, and savvy decisions and savvy plays there from Lyconius, because if you remember in the early game, Andre was tightening the noose so hard. Like, he was pressuring here, he had an S minefield here. Like, Andre appeared to be, like, you know, in full-on aggression mode, and Lyconius very much on the back foot, but he did manage to rally very nicely, and you know, also, let's not forget, okay, he took these Rangers, and how many squad wipes did we see them get? Like 3 or something? Rangers are one of those units that have just high enough DPS when they're close to enemy units that actually squad wiping, I mean, it's not trivial, but it's quite reliable. You know, you can you feel like you're on for squad wipes when retreating units go past your Rangers, and that was demonstrated this game. Those Rangers picking up a number of straggling retreating squads there. So yeah, very nice stuff from Lyconius, and you know, this is the first time I've cast him, but I would definitely cast more from him. Clearly a high level US player, that much we know. So yes, that will conclude this battle. Thank you very much for watching, and this for now is Magpie842 signing out.